You're welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you, Mario.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How are you
Thank
doing?
so much. I'm well, hale and hearty.
Was your stomach rumbling?
I think everybody who have had an opportunity to run for an election have gone through that experience. It's not a very healthy experience, especially when you know that there's a stiff competition, knowing very well that anything can also happen. But there was one thing that I knew was definite, that there was no way the people of Tafo was not going to renew my mandate because of my hard work, because of my commitment, because of my policy directive that I've given to them. And just about 3 years in office as a member of parliament, I know that I have done what the people expected of me. I have been able to give to them the kind of leadership that they so much expected. The social contract that they signed with me in 2020, that social contract I've been able to deliver my part. They gave me their mandate for me to be able to deliver that social contract. And so I have no doubt in my mind that I was going to emerge victorious.
So we'll talk about that social contract, some of the things you believe you did, for which reason they rewarded you by giving you another chance. And let me say that you didn't really contest to remove somebody. Did you? When you were going to start with it, you replaced, he decided not to go again.
Absolutely.
And you were not contested when you decided to run.
Absolutely.
So you went through. Yeah. Okay, so this is your first contest.
No. I had a contest 2020. Okay. We are just about 6 of us who contested in 2020, which I emerged victorious. I pulled about 52% at the time.
52%.
Yes.
And this time around, I'm looking at the percentage. So you had 367 votes. Your closest contender, or your only contender, had 337 votes. Did you expect that your contestant or your competitor or contender, Sewa Donko, would garner so much votes?
Well, I knew she was going to do better than the previous one, but I was disappointed in the numbers. Disappointed because on any day when I do the counting, there was no way I was supposed to have gotten anything less than 400. I got a bit disappointed with the numbers, and I don't know what happened. But of course, the most important thing is that I won.
But the magnitude of the win also matters, doesn't it?
Well,
it should be very convincing.
Well, it matters, but as I said, the most important thing is that I'm going to Parliament in 2025.
Because Tafo, you don't expect NDC to win there.
Well, it has been the traditional seat for the New Patriotic Party. So, since 1992, the people of Tafo and Pankrono has voted for the New Patriotic Party.
What do you think were the issues of these primaries? Was it competence or cash?
Well, cash is out of the table. It was just about policy directives and the credibility of how I have led the people of Tafo constituency. Credibility in the sense that what could you or what would you do when you are given the opportunity? This was the big question in 2020 elections. And so the promise that I gave to them was that I will bring my government to their doorstep. I will not let them feel that they are not part of my government. And so day in and day out, you will find Vincent in the constituency. In fact, in the history of Tafo constituency, I dare say that I have been one of the most visible, most available member of parliament to the people of Tafo constituency. Aside that, issues of security, very critical, and it has been topical in all the elections, that is 2020 election and this particular election. Anybody who knows Pankrono very well will tell you or will attest to the state of insecurity in Pankrono. In fact, just about 3 months ago, a young man had to die out of a turf between Pankrono and Adabraka.
There's an Adabraka in your constituency?
Yes, there's an Adabraka in my constituency. And so that turf war, if I'm not exaggerating, that turf war between Pankrono and Adabraka rose to the extent that a young man had to die. There's no security in Pankrono. There's no police station in Pankrono.
Really? I thought that's where Kwesi Fori was sent to some time ago. Where did he go to then if there was
Maybe
no police
Tafo. But in Pankrono itself, there's no police station.
Okay.
And so anytime that you visit every house in Tafo, especially in Pankrono to be precise, what they want to hear from you is how are you going to tackle the state of insecurity in our region? Now, I realize that first and foremost, what you need to do for them is to ensure visibility of the police. If there's visibility of the police, it's one way or the other scared these miscreants away. And so I decided to put up a police station or a police post for them. Within 3 years, I realized that if I'm going to wait on government to do that, it's going to be very difficult. And so one of my commitments that I made to them that Pankrono people have voted for Tafo constituency for so long a time. What can I do for them? And so I use my own money to build a police station for them. I'm hoping that next week I should be able to commission that police station.
Okay.
It's almost finished.
A standard police station.
A standard police station. It's almost finished. And this is not government sponsored project. It is my own resources.
Not from your common fund.
Not from my common fund. It is my own personal resources, not from the common fund. How much is the common fund anyway? The common fund is about 60,000 or so a quarter. And sometimes you have or you'll be in arrears for about 2 or 3
where do you get money from to build a hospital, a police station?
It's my commitment to them. I had to find the money and do it.
But you are a young man in politics. The question would come: where did you get the money from? Before then you were, quote and unquote, a common PRO.
When I was contesting for the position or the seat, one of the questions that I was asked at the vetting was that, how am I going to mobilize resources to be able to cater for the constituency? And I was able to prove to them that indeed I will be able to organize resources to be able to take care of the constituency. The same vein that I was able to mobilize resources to be able to put up that police station for the people of Pankrono. And so in no time, there's going to be police visibility in Pankrono because of the police station that I have built for them. And so it was on that basis that everybody knows that when you come to Pankrono, it's my stronghold. You cannot beat me in an election over there because I've always been doing what the people always want there.
Okay.
So the people had to renew my mandate because of that fulfilled promise that I gave them. So today you can see it clear. You will see it very visible that the police station have been completed at Tafo.
So you've done a police station. What else?
Well, one thing that I also promised them was a health facility at Pankrono. There was one that was started, I think, in 2005 or 6. And since 2007, that health facility was not continuing. It has been one of their major challenges because sometime during the night, you have issues where because of the lack of proximity with respect to a health facility in Pankrono, it becomes very difficult for some of the constituents. And so they prevailed on me to be able to complete that for them. Again, today if you come to Pankrono, the Pankrono people will attest to you that we are also almost done with the completion of that health facility that has been there since 2007. So that's almost 16 years now that that facility has been there. And so it is also on that backdrop that the people of Pankrono also renewed my mandate, because they realized that what they really wanted me to do, I am doing for them. Apart from that, there are also some unemployment issues that we have in my constituency, especially Pankrono. As a member of parliament, what could I do for them? What I could do for them was for me to be able to lobby a number of job opportunities for them. And so in most of my dealings with the young ones, when I ask them what they want to do and their career objective, I'm able to lobby a number of jobs for them. So if you come to Pankrono, I dare say that a number of the young men and young women in Old Tafo, Pankrono to be precise, has been placed in most of these public institutions, being the local government institutions, the Ghana Education Service, the TVET service, I mean, name them, that we've given a lot of employment to the young ones. For those also in the private sector, what we do for them is to be able to assist them especially the young ones who were able to show some mettle, that indeed they have the capacity to be able to broaden their businesses. We are able to show them as to how to be able to assess a bit of finances, to be able to show up their businesses. And these are things that we are doing for them. And so a lot of people outside Old Tafo constituency felt that my mandate was not going to renew because they failed to come to the constituency to see what was happening there. And I feel that because of these fulfilled promises that I gave to them,
they support it.
They renewed
But
my
listening to you announce the projects you have embarked on and the interventions, and you keep saying Pankrono, what happened to the rest of your constituency?
Well,
or is that where you come from?
No. I mean, when you come to Old Tafo, Dr. Akoto built this library in Old Tafo. The place is Old Tafo Methodist School. Now, for also close to about 10 years, the library has been in a very bad situation. It is not in use. And so one of the things that the people of Old Tafo also really wanted me to do was for me to have a renovation of that library. Today, if you go to Old Tafo Methodist, the people of Old Tafo Methodist and the people of Old Tafo constituency have seen, indeed, where we had our elections was very close to that renovated library. That library has been renovated, even though it is not completed. But I think that is about 90% completed, which in no time we will be able to also commission that for the public to be able to use that. Unemployment issues also in Old Tafo. The same thing that I did in Pankron, I have done several of these opportunities. I mean, I've done several of these things for the people of Old Tafo, respect to the youth. So the creation of employment opportunity for the young ones in Old Tafo, I have also done that for them. People who were not in the constituency, or people who have not been in the constituency, also didn't know the kind of work I have done with respect to the young ones and the young men and the young women in the constituency, which I know for sure that it was on that backdrop that the people of Old Tafo also renewed my mandate.
So what's the next agenda? What's the agenda for the next 4 years?
The next agenda is to continue what I've started. We still have a number of our young men who are still looking for jobs. We still have a number of our young women who are also looking for jobs. Quite a number of projects that have started. I have a number of 6-unit classroom blocks that I started, which I'm not done. If we go to Pankrono, I have one 6-unit classroom block, which is yet to be completed. If you go to Old Tafo, there's a school called Father Krishi Primary School. I've also started a 6-unit classroom block, which is yet to be completed. We just awarded a contract for the completion of a 6-unit classroom block at St. Benedict RC, which is also in SHS. And so these are projects that have started that I think that within the next 4 years, we should be able to complete them.
These are things that you are directly involved in. Talk to me about government's direct intervention in your constituency. Has the government neglected you? Because it appears all the things are from your side.
I don't think so. When you come to Old Tafo, in fact, in Ashanti region, the last time I spoke to the director of urban roads, Old Tafo is one of the constituencies, or if you like, the major beneficiary of road infrastructure in Ashanti region. The last time I visited the traditional authorities, that is the chief of Old Tafo, I mentioned to him that by the year 2026, all our roads in Old Tafo will be tarred. If you go to a place like Abed for so many years has never seen any tarred road. For the first time in the history of Old Tafo, Abed saw tarred roads in its vicinity. Today, if you go to Abed, that is all that they are talking about. And they tell the government that we are grateful for doing this for us because we've been crying out loud for such a development. We never got that opportunity. If you go to Pankrono Estate, quite a number of roads also have been constructed there. Few of them yet to be constructed. If you go to Inshaesu, the Almighty Moro Market and Nation Virus, we've done a number of roads also over there. If you come to my own area, which is Adumpum, quite a number of roads also have been done there. If you go to Tafo Ahimbronum, the area close to the Chief's Palace, and I mean all those areas, we've done quite a number of roads also there. One critical issue that, in fact, I have asked the Minister of Health about 2 questions on the floor of Parliament with respect to the maternity block in Tafo. Is one of our biggest challenges, and I have tried so hard to make sure that that maternity block will be re-awarded, because I realized that there was a challenge between the old contractor, or if like the contractor who was given that contract in 2008 and the government. The minister tells me that there was abandonment of the project. The contractor also says otherwise, and so how we'll be able to as it were, reconcile what both persons are saying has been a challenge. And so I'm hoping that the next few months or years we should be able to complete the maternity block for the Tafo. In fact, I was with the Tafo chief about 3 days ago. They raised it, that is their critical and pivotal challenge. How are we going to complete the maternity block? And I remember him saying that let me say that in tree, yeah, train that about umi abahano. Near the atuning because I who here pa. We didn't even say what count there our parliament. Let's see how Baumia will also be able to do that. So we are also hoping that that maternity block will be completed. It's very critical on my table, and I hope that in no time we should be able to complete that for the people of Tafo.
So these are projects or what interventions in your constituency. Let's talk about your footprint in Parliament as a first-termer, a young man. How would the Hansard remember you in the 8th Parliament? What have been your contributions to the legislative work? For which reason you were elected?
Well, you remember that I think I was one of the first persons who made a statement on the floor of Parliament. That was on the I think on the 9th or 10th of January. I think we had our sitting
2021.
Yeah, 2021. I think the sitting was at the Dome. You remember that time?
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID. And so I remember I made a statement on the betterment of our education system, especially because I had just transitioned from the Ministry of Education as the Public Relations Officer. And I remember I made a very good statement on the floor. At that time, I made quite a number of suggestions as to how we can better our education system. We had just introduced the curriculum at the primary level, and we were just preparing to also introduce the Common Core program at the junior high school level. We had introduced the teacher training allowances, and we had to also made sure that the student loan trust fund, where you have to be able to just use your card to be able to access a loan, for you to be able to have access at the university level. And these were things that we all advocated for before it was introduced just about 2 years ago. And so apart from that, at the committee level, I am part of the education committee. And at that level, quite a number of bills have been approved at that level, which we later sent to plenary, and have played critical roles in the passage of those bills for them to become law. And so, now the Act 787 or 788, which was the Education Act in 2008, has now been merged into the Education Regulatory Act. And so we made quite a number of suggestions to it as to how we can have a very robust Education Regulatory Act to be able to take care of our education system in this country.
Did your age not play any role in your work in Parliament? Were you not intimidated in any way?
Not at all, not at all. Parliament is such an institution where if you have the vigor to speak, you will be allowed to speak, especially at the education level. And let me say, my chairman of the education committee, Kwabena Siama, has done so well. Anytime there's any issue with the education, especially from the Ministry of Education, you just call, Vincent, do you have anything to say? Vincent, do you have anything to say? And that has given me that opportunity to be able to share my opinion at the committee.
You were part of the key executors of the free senior high school policy. Yeah. There's always a call for it to be reviewed. Your government keeps insisting that there's no need for a review. You were a technical person before you became a member of parliament. You genuinely think that with all the challenges that we are hearing about free SHS, it should still remain as is?
Well, how do we determine review, or how do we want to define review? I have had the opportunity to speak to a number of headmasters, and I must be frank with you, we have a problem. However, I do not think that we will want to, based on the challenges or the problems that we are facing in that sector, to deny poor people from having education. That has always been my challenge. For me, it is better for a young person to sit on the floor without a desk to learn, rather than not being educated. For me, it is better for a young person to go to school without a slipper and be educated without not being educated at all. I am not saying that the challenges are ones that we cannot deal with, but I am also saying that in all of this, are our kids being educated or not? If they are being educated, let's try and come together as one people, all hands on deck, to be able to deal with the challenges that the free SHS is giving to us. Mind you, it's a novel policy. Of course, any novel policy will come with challenges like these, but we should be able to show that leadership. We should be able to show that political will to be able to deal with those challenges. And I think that these are the challenges that we are facing. I remember when we were making that decision to whether or not to introduce double track, quite a number of people said that we were going to deteriorate our education system because double track crown part. It was at the basic level. People will go in the morning and people will go in the afternoon and all that. But in the circumstances, if 400,000 people were going to school at the same time, they were eligible to go to school, whom are you going to leave in the house? Whose child are you going to leave in the house?
So leave no one behind.
You should not leave anybody behind. But those were the critical decisions that we had to make at the time. But it came with challenges. The challenges were that now kids will go to school for about 2 months and they have to come and stay home for about another 1 month or two. Those were the challenges that we're facing. In that circumstances, there has been equity. Everybody has been educated. But going forward, what can we do to be able to eliminate that? Okay. Which I think that we are almost done, eliminating the double track.
You've just come out of a contest. You were contested as a first termer. Some of your colleagues lost, and I'm sure you're going to miss them. What is your view on the debate on whether or not MPs should be protected? There are people who think that if you're a first termer, at least you should be protected, because if you come for 4 years and you're gone, it doesn't benefit their constituency. What's your view?
Well, it's subjective. It depends on what you have done within the 2 or 3 years. It cannot be that because you are just a first timer, you should be protected. It's possible that there are some first timers who have performed abysmally poorly. When it happens like that, you cannot be protected by the party. The party should have a mechanism that should be able to assess the achievement, or if you like, the performance of first timers, to know that this first timer has the potential to be able to help the party, has the potential to be able to support the party in parliament, have learnt something in parliament, and for that matter, it is proper for us to be able to protect that person. If you're able to do that, fair enough. If not, I don't think that any first timer should be protected, just on the basis that the person should be protected.
Vincent Assafuah, lawyer, MP, Old Tafo, newly elected parliamentary candidate. Congratulations, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. You know, I just came from Kumasi.
Oh, you just came from
Kumasi? Yeah, there was a song that was being sung by the people of Ashanti region.
Okay, what song is that?
They want to see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Oh, they want him to come there?
President of the Republic of Ghana.
Okay, and you are sure that he can break the 8
And they also said that the ticket that is going to give us that victory is a ticket that includes Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh.
Oh, it's
Dr. Napo.
Your former boss?
Oh, yes. That's the ticket that
so you are actively campaigning for him to be running mates?
The Ashanti region, the people of Ashanti region, and the chiefs.
And the people of Mesia?
Yes, and they are all telling us that they want that ticket. And that
Bawumia and Napo.
Bawumia and Napo ticket.
Otherwise,
that ticket is going to give us victory in 2024.
Otherwise, you can't break the 8.
Well, that's what the people of Ashanti region is telling us. So you have to do what the people want.
So you are lobbying for that to happen?
Well, that's what they are saying.
Wish you all the best, and thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you so much, Umaru.